Hey yo, this is Fonz,
Quan.
and welcome to another show. We're glad that you decided to tune in with us. Do us a favor. First, like, share, subscribe, because that's gonna help us out. For real. That's really gonna help us out. Also, if you're on Facebook or whatever, go to the Bad Boy Sports Podcast War Room. We got all types of updates. I mean, even because football season is basically officially on us, it's gonna be a lot of trash talk.
There'll be a lot of trash talk. So y'all need to make sure y'all follow.
So y'all just follow us and everything. And without further ado, kick that theme music. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is the Bad Boy Sports Podcast. What's your man Fonz, man?
Hey, Quan, what's going on, people?
Man, I really can't call it, boy. You know, had a good weekend. Everything is gravy. So let's go ahead and jump into our topics. But before we do that, those of y'all that's used to our format, we're gonna do this one a little different. We're gonna sit back and just chop it up on this one. So, So anyway, let's start with our first topic. We're gonna go into the AFC North real quick now. Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. What is going on there? Well, let's start with Pittsburgh. We're gonna take it team by team. I did Pittsburgh, because they tell me they the Dallas Cowboys of the AFC, but I ain't gonna do them like that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do them like that. All right, so Kenny Pickett, he avoids ACL tear. So, but he's slated to miss time, and that was yesterday. So I don't know if anything progressed to today.
His availability will be upon Mike Tomlin discretion.
Okay, good. Pat Fryermuth, tight end. He is dealing with a hammy. And I ain't talking about an engine. I'm talking about the back of the leg. The leg one. I'm not laughing at the injury. I'm just laughing at what I said. So y'all don't take that. So those are the two key injuries that we have so far.
Pittsburgh, outside of the Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, outside of Deontay Johnson and all of that. But what is the problem? I'm seeing a divide here. Now, we look at Matt Canada. I know you talked about him either last week before last.
Week before last.
Yeah, week before last.
No, week before last, yeah.
Yeah, talked about Matt Canada. And this is your team, so I'm going to let you take the lead on this one. But is Matt Canada really the problem? Or do we need to take a look at Michael Tomlin?
I think it's both parties, honestly. Matt Canada, like I said, week before last, has not been successful as our offensive coordinator since he's been there.
Mm-hmm.
And we do not currently have a quarterback. I just learned this I think it was last night. I looked at something with Le'Veon Bell was telling me that Big Ben, when the play call used to come down from Ty Haley, he disregarded that play call and did what he liked because he didn't want to play with Ty Haley, hence to why we got Matt Canada.
Yeah.
So we don't have a quarterback that has, I guess, the mindset to change the play, whatever. Anyways, I think it's a little bit of both. Now, I said this week before last. I'm going to say it again this week. Somebody need to do something. Now, I'm looking at Art Rooney. Like, you know what I'm saying? Pittsburgh is not known for making drastic changes. The coaching staff, especially with the head coaches. He's been there 15 plus years, let's say. It's just so normal for Mike Tomlin to be our head coach. But
the same thing with Bill Cowher.
Yeah, I just think it's time. It's time out for the great press conferences that he picks up to not blame none of his staff members for any of their mistakes. Like literally, the Steelers games are unwatchable. literally. Like, as a fan, it was. I mean, since I've been a fan, the only games I used to watch were Steelers games. Now I'm good with just being on Red Zone and just watching a series of games. The games are just bad. Like it's the offense is just predictable. It's been talks that we run the same plays, and I believe it's kind of obvious how we're losing to certain teams. Now this is the still away. We lose to teams like Houston Texans. We lose to teams like Jacksonville Jaguars. We've been doing that. That's kind of normal for us per se. We lose to the teams that you would not think we would lose to. But last season and now going into this season, it has not been no improvement whatsoever. And like I said before, it's unwatchable, man. It's something need to happen. Matt Canada need to go. I think now fans are starting to look at Mike Tomlin, which it was talks like a few years back that Mike Tomlin was on the hot seat. And I believe he should be on the hot seat again. And that hurts me. I love Mike T. I love Mike T. You know what I'm saying? People call him a player's coach. He kind of elaborated on that as well, saying that, he took offense to people saying that because it's more about giving the players what they need rather than what they want. That's his perspective of being a player's coach. But obviously right now your players need offensive line. They need a better play caller. And we have not got that. So yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. Matt Canada is not a good offensive coordinator, and it's going to look bad on Mike Tomlin because that's your staff. You hired him, you should fire him. So
that does make a whole lot of sense. Now, this came from SportsIllustrated.com, and Mike Tomlin actually acknowledged that you guys, my Quan, the fans, have a reason to be angry, but he never took a shot at the OC. Now I can respect that.
He's too
I can
loyal.
respect that.
He's a loyal coach.
He's loyal to a fault. He reminds me of Harbaugh. He's loyal to a fault.
Yep.
Now, let me give you a couple stats. Okay, so under Matt Canada, the Steelers offense only scored 20 points 10 times. 20 plus 10 times. And has yet to produce more than 400 yards as a unit. And Matt Canada been there for a minute. Also, Kenny Pickett has thrown 11 touchdowns and 12 picks in 16 games in the NFL. So I think it's a threefold problem. Now, I'm outside of looking in, but I think it's a threefold problem because you got Canada, who should have been gone this past offseason.
Yeah.
You have Tomlin, who's been there almost 20 years and is allowing the celebration of mediocrity in Pittsburgh. And you got Kenny Pickett, hometown dude, went to the University of Pittsburgh, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. But translated to the NFL, it ain't like that.
And I fought the offensive coordinator for that. Like we got a play down here where we go for it on 4th and 1, which I believe right after that play, Kenny Pickett gets hurt.
Right.
You have Jalen Warren and Najee Harris back there, who in that game actually had over 50 yards rushing.
Took the ball out of their hand.
Yeah,
So if I was a Pittsburgh fan, and I kind of sort of feel where you coming from. As a Baltimore fan, I feel like I really feel where you're coming from because of my gripes with Gregory Roman. A change is gonna happen, but the Pittsburgh way, like you said, is not to do with in season. I feel like this is last season there, and if Mike Tomlin does not make that change,
I can't take it.
Mike Tomlin is gonna be on the hot seat. Mark my words.
Y'all talking about next season, buddy. Good God. I can't. I don't think I can. I can't do it, man. It's only week 5, and y'all talking about going through this for the remainder of the season. Like, no, something need to happen today. Like now.
Yeah, it gotta happen now.
Like, listen. I'm to the point where even if we fired Matt Canada, and we got an offensive coordinator that may not be good at all, it's still better
But see,
than
but think
having
about it. But
him.
think about it. If you do it now and bring somebody else in there, they're going to still run that system because you got to have that off. You got to have at least 2 years to really put your system in there. Now he
Well,
might.
they may be able to call it better. Hopefully,
That's what I
they
say.
know to run it on 4th and 1.
He might
Like,
do it better, but you got to look at the. It's like checks and balances. Okay, we fire Matt Canada, then all of a sudden we got to start over from scratch in the middle of the season. You know, that it's a big yikes up in Pittsburgh. But, hopefully y'all get that sorted out because I don't like seeing y'all like that. As a Raven fan, I don't like seeing y'all like that. I always want y'all at y'all best.
we not.
And
We gonna lose
y'all are
y'all
not at your best.
this week. Yeah, we'll lose to y'all Sunday.
I mean, even though it's Steelers week, it don't even feel like it. Anyway,
They don't.
So let's move on to Cincinnati, right? So Cincinnati, you got T. Higgins, who's their dog at this point. He is sitting down. He might miss some time with a fractured rib. Big yikes. Let's talk about Jamar Chase. Now, Jamar Chase got a lot to say,
Yes,
especially when he lost. He called the Cleveland Browns the Elves, but they handled y'all on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And then we beat them. They win their first game. They come back and lose, only scoring 3 points. Is Jamar Chase the new diva in Cincinnati?
I don't think so. I think it just comes with the position. I mean, he's in some people's eyes the number one receiver. And anytime that your money is relying on receptions and yards, you're going to want the ball. And in some instances, yes. I mean, he does trash talk, but I mean, it's been so many great receivers. I mean, trash talking is a part of the game.
But it goes beyond trash talking, though. I can see trash talking if you're winning. That's the thing. I can see it if you're 4-0. But you're 1-3.
I think some of the talk too is out of frustration.
That
because
is true.
They 1-3. They 1-3, and he knows this formal team because Cincinnati don't look like Cincinnati no more. But he knows the ability of this team.
Yeah,
they should not be losing the amount of games that they have already lost.
But here's the thing. I know why they're losing.
He's not like an AB diva or drama queen.
No. He's nowhere near that. No, please, Jesus. No, we don't need another one. See, in my opinion, the reason why they're losing so much is one Joseph Burrow. How long is Cincinnati and their fans going to milk this calf injury? I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of it. They don't give other quarterbacks the same grace as they give Joe Burrow.
Yeah,
can it be just the fact that they're just not good this year? Can they say Cincinnati is not good this year? I mean, really. And then on top of that, the coach Zach Taylor. I understand you trying to put your guys in the best position to win, but leaving your starting quarterback who's already injured in a blowout loss. Come on, dog. Come on, dog.
Yeah, I'll say this much. I was not expecting that game to be the way it was for the Cincinnati Bengals against the Titans.
Right.
But I got to give the Titans respect. I think they played a great game. They used the star player Derrick Henry very well. He even played a little bit of quarterback back there.
Yeah.
Joe is hurt. He is hurt. But I don't think that's an excuse for them losing the game. I think they're just being outplayed. And
the league is caught up to the Bengals. In my
opinion. Know what? I think we talked about how the Bengals was going to just sink at some point. Mm-hmm. And it kind of happened pretty quickly. I didn't think it was going to be this season.
And the crazy thing is, we said that on this platform. We was talking about it. And James, shout out to James, man. He said the Bengals have arrived. And I'm like, yeah, but they're not here to stay.
Nope.
They're not here to stay.
Sure isn't.
They have they had possibly an offense that, and they did contend with Kansas City. We ain't gonna talk about them. You know, the refs is kind of pushing them along, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
They contended with Kansas City. They've beaten Kansas City head up quite a few times, but now this year, they've taken like 10 steps back.
You're right.
You know, and here's the stat: Joe Burrow has the fewest yards per attempt at 4.8 through 4 games by any quarterback in any season. The NFL been around over 100 years, and he has the fewest out of every starting quarterback that ever walked the earth. Even the bad ones.
That's shocking when you got Jamar Chase and Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins before he got hurt.
And that's a minor correction. Since at least 1950, with a minimum of 150 attempts, we are going into Game 5. I'm sure he has well over 150 attempts.
Yeah.
And 4.8 yards per attempt with that type of firepower. It's not a Jamar Chase thing. It's not a T. Higgins thing. It's what's their running back? What's their running back name?
Joe Mixon.
It's not even a Joe Mixon thing. Let's go to the defense. It's not a Hubbard thing. It's not a Hendrickson thing. It is a Joe Burrow thing.
Yep. And the Tennessee Titans defense played good too, but
yes, they did. Yeah. Yes, they did. When you said you were shocked about it, I was not shocked.
I mean, I'm shocked about the final score being 27-3. That's what I'm shocked about.
Because they lost to us 28-3.
Yeah, for the last few weeks, they've been just not putting up the amount of points that they should. They go week 1, 3. This is their second time scoring 3 points. First week, 3-24. Second week, 24-27.
Yeah, my apologies. Yeah, we beat them by 3.
Week 3, 16-19, and they just lost 3-27. So they
can't score 30 points.
They got over 20 points once
this season in a losing effort.
Yep.
But hey, good for them. Hey.
I mean, I'll take it.
I mean, division. Division speaking. Hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right. So let's press forward. So we had a bottom feeder bowl on Sunday.
It sure was.
The Catfish were playing the Red Drums. I swear they was. Denver at Chicago. Now Chicago had a chance.
Yes, he did.
Chicago had a chance. Untimely interception ended the game. Breakdown on defense ended the game. Because you do not let them get in field goal range on the first play. I am sorry. So, my question is this a quarterback issue? Or is this an organizational issue? Is this the Bears issue?
I think it's really a little bit of both. We know the Bears has been struggling as a franchise for many years now.
Yeah.
Justin Fields, though, I think is also a quarterback issue. He had a great game. I was actually making notes while this game was going on.
Right.
and third quarter, 9:33 left. Fields was 19 for 20, 258 yards, 3 touchdowns. So I was looking at Denver like, okay, this is a Denver thing. Letting Justin Fields almost have a perfect attempt and completion ratio. That was shocking. I've never seen Brett play like that before. But of course, they find a way to lose, and he just got to do better, man. With decision making, he had the fumble. That was one. Then the interception. So shout out to Denver though. They kept their heads strong and fought back in the game. I don't think. Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both, though. Just to stick to the question, I think it's a little bit of both.
I kind of sort of disagree. Here's why. Okay, so the Bears organization is in flux right now. Right?
Yeah, it's been in flux, yeah.
With Justin Fields, he threw the ball But I'm not going to put that interception entirely on him because your tight end could have made a play.
Mm-hmm.
He threw it to the tight end. The tight end, from my perspective, and I'm sure from his, the tight end was the open man on that play. And he threw it just like any other quarterback would. But if you look at the play from the all 22 angle, the defender had to go and make a move on the ball. The tight end just stood there and looked at it. So if I'm Justin Fields, I'm like, yo, trade me at this point. Not saying he's the best quarterback, but if given the opportunity, if given the right surroundings, if given the better environment, I really feel like he could string together some games. That's just me. That's just me. Speaking of Justin, let's talk a little bit about Justin Jefferson. Now, in my opinion, and I kind of thank you for bringing that one up. Justin Jefferson is possibly probably the greatest wide receiver of his time, and I'm talking about with Devontae Adams. This dude is already on pace. If he plays 4 more games at the way he's playing, he'll have over 1,000 yards. Because right now he's sitting at 543 with 3 tubs. His longest is 52. He averages 16.5 yards per catch with 33 grabs. His highest since coming into the league in 2020 is 128.
Oh, 2020 was his rookie year?
Yeah.
Now, he was number 4 in the league at that point.
He had 88 grabs for 1,400 yards his
Don't
rookie year. Last year, 2022, he had 128 grabs for 1,809 yards. So you mean to tell me right now he's sitting at 3 tubs? His highest amount of touchdowns was in 2021 with 10.
10. Yeah.
He's sitting at 3 with 543 yards. I can make a case that Justin Jefferson is going to go down as one of the GOATs. I'm just saying.
I mean, I can't even. I think this is one of the questions where I just agree with you, but I also will say that I feel like it's probably between him and Stephon Diggs.
That's a good point. That is a good point. But think about
Stephon Diggs been balling too. But
he been balling for the same team.
But here's the thing though. I give Justin Jefferson the edge because Stephon Diggs is playing with Josh Allen.
Exactly.
Justin Jefferson is playing with Kirk Cousins.
Yes.
Without a Dalvin Cook. And still is number 1. So that says a lot about what type of receiver he is. Yeah, he's definitely the best receiver in the league, hands down. But I mean, man, and it's not. That's not. I didn't say that really to bash Kirk Cousins because if I'm not mistaken, Kirk Cousins has had several seasons over 4,000 yards.
Kirk Cousins reminds me of Phillip Rivers.
Here we go. 2015 all the way to 2022, he's had at least 3,600 or more passing yards.
Yeah.
In that span. So that's no knock to him. But, you know, he's not a Patrick Mahomes. He's not a Josh Allen.
No.
So
that's why Kirk Cousins really don't get the credit that he's really due. And I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying he's the best, but numbers don't lie. If you sit here and tell me numbers don't tell the whole story, I call you crazy because you earn those numbers. I mean, and Kirk Cousins, even back when he was with Washington, like Kirk Cousins was that dude. But to make a case for Justin Jefferson, and like you said, the constant was Kirk Cousins. If you think about it, I think the last couple of years of Stephon Diggs being in Minnesota, he played with Kirk Cousins too. And now he gets Justin Jefferson. Yo, dude is a dog.
Yeah, he's sick with it. I'm not gonna lie.
He is a dog, man. I mean,
honestly,
he's on pace. Like at the end of this weekend, he could have well over 600 yards.
Stephon Diggs only had one season over 1,000 yards under Kirk Cousins.
Mm-hmm.
So Justin Jefferson is doing a fantastic job. And like I said, that's without a Dalvin Cook, which that Matson running back is a solid running back as well, but he's no Dalvin Cook.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't expect him to be leading the league in receiving yards. I didn't expect him because it's hard, being the number one receiver. You get already getting all the attention.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably, game planning to double team him, triple team him maybe, and he's still balling. So yeah, he definitely got my vote for the best in the league.
So he gonna be hitting the gritty for a long time.
Long time.
All right. So one thing, and you brought it up about we was gonna do the Kansas City thing, but everybody knows Kansas City is getting away with murder out there. Let's talk about C.J. Stroud, rookie quarterback for the Houston Texans. Now, the Texans haven't won a home game since December 2021. Yeah, currently, C.J. Stroud, according to Adam Schefter,
Good job, Steelers. Good job, Steelers.
he got 1,212 yards this season, passing yards, and he surpassed Andrew Luck by a few yards. As a rookie. So, but only Cam Newton got it within the Cam Newton got over 1,300 within the first 4 games of his career. And the question you asked was, is CJ Stroud a rookie of the year candidate? And I'm going to go ahead and answer that question now. No. No.
So who's your rookie of the year candidate?
I can't call it right now.
You can't call it?
I can't call it right now.
Well, if you had to choose between him, we were just talking about Justin Jefferson. Puka, you know how to pronounce his last name? Whoever his name is, rookie receiver from the Rams, is currently number 2 in receiving. He's a rookie.
Okay. What has C.J. Stroud done other than beat the Steelers this year?
I mean, statistically, he's done a lot. But against the teams he's been playing, really nothing impressive, I will say.
So I got to see a little bit more. No, I don't like pushing the goalpost back, but this is he's going into his 5th game as a pro. By week 10, if those numbers are doubled or at least doubled in a half, we might have an argument right there. But right now, as it seems, I don't see him being a rookie of the year candidate.
Yeah, the way
because you got to look at the touchdown to interception ratio. You can't. Come on now, you got to keep that at a minimum. You got to keep the turnovers at a minimim.
Well, he doesn't have any interceptions.
He ain't thrown no interception. Oh, that changed everything then.
I'm sorry. He has 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, a total of 1,212 yards passing, and he has a 62 completion passing percentage. And he's completed 94 out of 151 pass attempts. So
the only reason why I had to say no, though, on a real note, is because even when Andrew Luck had the most passing yards as a rookie, he still got beat out by RG3. They came out the same draft. I think it was 1 and 2. So we'll have to revisit that one. I like the question, and now I'm gonna have to watch him a little closely. But right now, I don't see it as being a rookie of the year. Like maybe a candidate, but to take it away right now, I don't know. I don't know about that one yet.
No, I don't think. Like I said, that Puka receiver, I think he's a strong candidate as well. He's definitely impacted that Rams offense pretty well. But yeah, it's like you said, like we always say, it's a lot to be seen. But
yeah, it remains a question. Okay, so like I said, we'll revisit that one at the end of the later show. 49ers or Eagles? These are the 2 teams that are currently undefeated. Who is the best out the bunch? And it's only 2.
You want to go first?
I'm going to go ahead and start. I like the 49ers better, and here's why.
And I concur.
The Eagles start too slow for me. They keep teams that they are not supposed to keep, but they keep them close to the bosom. You know what I'm saying? They don't really take off until the second half or close to the second half. And then once halftime hit, I don't know what happens. They get their go juice, and then they score 24 unanswered points. Whereas the 49ers, they hit you in the mouth off gate.
Oh, yeah.
Look, Christian McCaffrey was probably the best trade in the last 5 years. Offensively, of course. And I just like what they're doing over there in San Fran. Like, I think the pathway is opening for them to win the Super Bowl, or at least go to a Super Bowl. But yeah, the best out of the bunch, I say the 49ers. The Eagles ain't too far behind though.
No,
I gotta see them go ahead and hit the knockout blow early.
Yeah.
I gotta see them do that. If they do that and be consistent with it, they could possibly overtake the 49ers as the best undefeated team. But question B for that one, who's gonna take their first loss? I feel like it's gonna be the Eagles.
I don't know. But to answer question 1A, I said if I had to choose who was the best of the undefeated teams between the 49ers and Eagles, I would have to say the 49ers. I think Brock Purdy has been playing great football. He hasn't been making too many mistakes. He's been putting the ball in his playmakers' hands. And they are a really dangerous team. On the flip side, the Eagles this year has been winning in different ways, which is good.
Yeah.
As well, but I feel like the 49ers has been more consistent in ways that they are winning, and the ways that they are winning, and that's by playing great defense and putting points with the playmakers that they have. Yeah. Now, switching over to that last question that you asked, who do I think is going to take their first loss between the two? I would probably have to say the Eagles. But I don't know.
It was like when I said it, it sounded like I was sure, but I don't know. But I'm kind of scared to jump on that Eagle bandwagon.
Okay, well, here's the Eagles. We're just gonna do the next 3 games.
All right.
For the Eagles, the next 3 games is the Rams, the Jets, and the Dolphins. Rams, Jets, Dolphins. Remember that. Rams, Jets,
Dolphins.
Rams, Jets, Dolphins. 49ers next 3 games is Dallas, Cleveland, and the Vikings.
I still see.
So 7-0. I don't think either team.
I don't think either team can lose. I mean, when you laid it out like that, I'm like, we might get to 10 wins, 10 wins apiece.
Okay, so we did Dallas, Browns, and Vikings. Okay, that's the next one.
Right.
Okay, then San Fran has Cincinnati, Jags, and Tampa. I don't know. Let's look at the Eagles real quick. after the Rams, Jets, and Dolphins, they have Washington. That's divisional. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like, and they just, matter of fact, Washington just played them, and they played them close.
Yeah,
Washington played a good game.
Yeah,
so they play Washington again. They play Dallas, and then they play Kansas. So I think Eagles take their first loss before the 49ers. 49ers probably be 10-0. I'm not gonna lie.
I think they could beat Kansas City. The Eagles could beat Kansas City, though.
Oh, I'm not saying they're gonna lose to Kansas. I think they're either gonna lose to Dallas or Washington. Washington really played good. I'm not gonna lie. Washington showed some grit.
Washington is lurking.
I'm not gonna lie, that Sam Howell quarterback is pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie.
I told you Washington. I ain't talking about little Washington either. I'm talking about big Washington. But
I really think so. I think Philly will take that first loss first.
I could see that though, but it'll be a shocker if the 49ers take their first L. It would. Yeah. So, all right, final topic. Let's talk about karma for a minute. Everybody know what karma is, right?
I hope so.
You know, if you don't know what karma is, that means you are a hole and you've been doing things to people and getting away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Miami got their karma. They whooped up on the Broncos and turned around the following week. Yes, it was a divisional game, we know, and got whooped up by the Bills and got blown out. What in the world? What a different 7 days make, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I think they definitely caused a lot of attention to themselves by
Yeah.
putting up 70 points on the poor Denver Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
But like you mentioned, it was divisional. But I gotta give credit to the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah. Yeah.
Their defense played good without Von Miller. They
Mm.
played good.
Mm.
They had a total of 4 sacks, 5 tackles for losses.
Mm.
They had an interception.
Yes, they did.
And yeah, Josh Allen had 4 touchdowns with 320 yards. Stephon Diggs did his thing with 6 receptions, 120 yards.
Mm-hmm.
They outplayed.
They outplayed and outmuscled them.
Yeah, and they also kept Tyreek Hill contained.
Yeah.
He had 5 targets, only received 3 out of the 5 targets, and only had 58 yards, 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
The only person that scored on that wide receiver core for the Miami Dolphins was Braxton Burrows.
Mm.
Burrows,
they're like third or fourth receiver.
Yeah, the third receiver. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So with Miami, I think with Miami though, honestly, I think there was a minor setback because they needed that loss. They needed to come back down to earth.
Right.
Because when you're riding high with beating the Broncos,
that's
terrible.
Horse.
Yeah, you got on their high horse. They were just galloping on that high horse, and then you had to come back down to earth because had you had won that game, you would have got complacent. Mm-hmm. Shoot, I can hang 40, 50 on you. Nah, bro, this is not college. This is the NFL, kid.
Mm-hmm.
And
any given Sunday.
Any
given Sunday, and
Buffalo said y'all ain't gonna come up in here. Now, when that game go to Miami, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll be scared. And the bad thing about that is that'll be week 17. When they go back to Miami.
Yeah, that could be for the East.
It's gonna be gonna be some stuff staying over there.
Look, they're gonna walk up in there. All right now.
But somebody gonna have to lose though. It's between those two in the division right now.
Yeah. So that could possibly, the way the Jets are going, they ain't all that. The way the Patriots going, that's the end of their dynasty. Their dynasty ended with Tom Brady wall out though.
I'm so glad. Thank you.
That game is going to be for that division if one of those teams haven't locked it up already.
Mm-hmm.
But like we say, with everything we talk about, it remains to be seen.
Yeah, I forgot that part.
But good show, my brother. Good show, man. We can go ahead and go knock it out right here. So like we said up at the top, when y'all saw the little intro, y'all go ahead and like, share, subscribe, and just, in the comments, let us know what you think, especially about Cincinnati and Baltimore. That's the AFC North. And who do y'all think between the 49ers and the Eagles is going to take that loss first? We both are saying the Eagles.
Yeah, but the Eagles definitely. There's no way possible.
Ain't no way in the world. I mean, they ain't no way. They like Buford Justice. There's no way. It can't go down to that. But look, great show, man. Look, and as always, we appreciate you guys, for tuning in. And like I said, hit us up in the comment section. Let us know what you like. Also, if you're on Facebook, go to the War Room. We in there, so go on in there. And of course, if you like and share this video and comment, it pushes us up in the algorithm so everybody can watch it. Because I think we make pretty good videos and we want the world to see it. So With that being said, this has been the Backport Sports Podcast with your man Fonz.
And Quan.
And we out of here, y'all. Peace.